Yeah, hey, can we get somebody in here to fix the audio? There's like a hum. It sounds like I'm talking through like a funnel. It's ridiculous. We have like 10 minutes too. Where is he? Go get him. Yeah, I am ready. That's what I'm saying. Just hit the button. I look forward to talking about this afterwards. Jeez. Just hit the button. I'm Stolf, and this is your Cardboard and Sports Update. Before we begin this evening, I'd just like to apologize for my behavior in the last video. I got a little carried away and used language that was inappropriate. Just a few too many times. Dumb. I'm sorry. In cardboard news, PSA wait times have ballooned to unprecedented levels, with it now taking as long as 4 months before the processing of submissions will even begin. In a recent statement to collectors, the company urged patience and outlined an extensive plan to combat the mounting backlog. Step number 1, wait times will now be 8 months. Step number 2, wait times will now be 1 year. YouTuber Jab's family made headlines recently when he opened fan mail that contained human feces. He demanded that his assistant explain how one of his outgoing subscription boxes ended in the wrong pile. Congratulations to third-party grader GMA for issuing their first ever grade below a 10. Sports card company Leaf ran into a controversy recently when it released a limited run of cards highlighting the coronavirus pandemic. When asked for comment, Leaf CEO Brian Gray said, "We take our role in the hobby seriously and would never intentionally upset a collector. We realize our cards play an important part in defending against the realization that we are all collectively sliding towards an inescapable death, which will render everything in our lives entirely meaningless. Perhaps a collector will smile briefly while they look at one of our cards, before the smile fades into a blank stare facing into the abyss." Stocks of sports cards at retail locations continue to be left bare by flippers, with some of them even going as far as stalking the vendors to gain an advantage. Stocks of deodorant, however, remain strong. A PSA 9 Mickey Mantle shattered records recently when it sold for $5.2 million. In other news, this card sold for $10.50. YouTuber Sports Card Investor announced on his channel that he has purchased hundreds of thousands of dollars of select basketball. Hello, SEC oversight. Now on to the sports news. A former Angels employee in court has implicated several star pitchers around the league in a scandal where he provided them with a sticky substance to aid in the movement of their pitches. You might remember another scandal involving the Angels apparently giving an advantage to their opponents. Every decision they've made in the last 10 years. Early Hall of Fame voting indicates that all-time home run leader Barry Bonds and 7-time Cy Young winner Roger Clemens will be right on the cusp of being elected. Only time will tell if they'll join the ranks of all-time hits leader Pete Rose or that of 1983 AL era leader Harold Baines. Francisco Lindor and Carlos Carrasco of the Cleveland Indians were traded to the Mets for a package including Ahmed Rosario and prospects. Insider sources claim that Lindor demanded to be traded to a World Series contender. When reached for a comment about joining the Mets, Lindor responded, "I demand to be traded to a World Series contender." In other Mets news, GM Jared Porter was fired for sending an unsolicited picture of his penis to a female reporter. New owner Steve Cohen said that Mets GMs are expected to only show their junk on the field. The MLB and the Players Association have agreed to play a full 162-game season this year, disappointing owners, players, and fans everywhere. It's just too long. It's too many games. Cubs ace Yu Darvish was traded to the San Diego Padres for Zach Davies and several prospects, none of which have any chance of becoming Darv-ish. Insider sources claim the Chicago White Sox were aware of Tony La Russa's second DUI arrest before offering him their manager position. The source claims the White Sox management did not care on account of being high on crack at the time they hired him. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred met with team owners to discuss rule changes, concentrating on making the game more attractive to younger viewers. One of the most popular proposals thus far is be a different sport. In football news, the Cleveland Browns and Buffalo Bills both ended playoff win droughts of over 25 years. Continuing to suck, however, are the actual towns of Cleveland and Buffalo. Patriots head coach Bill Belichick turned down the Medal of Freedom awarded to him by former President Donald Trump. In a statement, Belichick explained his decision. Despite watching Cam Newton play quarterback all year, I still decided to pass. Eagles coach Doug Peterson was fired after leading the franchise to its first Super Bowl title only 3 years ago. A source within the organization who wished to remain anonymous stated Eagles ownership was growing concerned that Peterson was an Eagles coach. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you for joining me, and take care.